Hello, everyone. You have entered the battle phase. It is I, the Midnight Bard, your favorite bard, and joining me as always is everyone's favorite co-host with the most ghosts, Dareinger.
It's spooky season. That's
Yeah.
not the
Well, I don't know
spooky
if you've been reading the chat there, but we are no longer Bard and Dare. We are now a single entity known as Bard Dare.
baird.
I would say that we are all knowing, but the problem is we share a single brain cell, so.
And that single brain cell belongs to me, and I'm just letting you borrow it for the weekend.
Yes, so I want to welcome everybody in the chat. You have joined us on a very special occasion. We're playing a game that I like to call I Can't Believe It's Not Isekai, where I will be describing anime to Dare, and he will decide upon the description alone if it is an isekai or not.
If you enjoy this episode, tune in next week when we play Dare's game, I Can't Believe It's Not Butter, where I'll be sending Bard 16 pounds of different assorted butters, and he has to tell me which ones are butter and which ones are margarine.
And then after that, we're going to play a fun game where we like to call Is That a Scorpion in the Box? Where we take turns sticking our hands in a box and deciding if the thing that's in there is actually a live scorpion or not.
Can we not include spiders this time? I don't like spiders.
Yeah, we can see about the. I mean, like honestly, the place that we get the scorpions from deals in arachnids. Sometimes spiders just get mixed into the mix, and I don't know that they can do anything about that.
As long as we like we don't put another like angry echidna in it.
The angry
echidna
echidnas
was
are the
so
worst.
angry.
Absolutely. Here's a fun little story before we get started. So last night, I was dreaming. Don't give it up, Luffy. But I was dreaming that I was sitting at my table eating dinner, right? And then my cat Goblin, comes and sits down next to me. And, I'm like, oh, it's Goblin. All right, well, hey, Goblin. I go over to pet him. And then he speaks to me in my dad's voice. And he says, the lords of the forest have declared that the ancient oath will no longer be honored. And I'm just like, what? And then he howls like horror movie howls, like you've seen cats in horror movies. And it's at that point that I wake up. And when I wake up, Goblin, my cat, is actually cuddled up next to me. I pushed him off the bed so fast. Like, get off! What do you mean, the Lord of the Forest?
Remember, kids, drugs are not okay.
Acid is a hell of a drug. Yes. It's a slippery slope. First, you're dreaming about that, about cats speaking to you. Next, you're out in the wilderness hunting for Bigfoot.
Just your cat's a skinwalker.
Oh God, no! I hope.
Have you seen the previews for the Skinwalker movie?
Oh, is there a movie?
I think so. I saw a couple like trailers on TikTok about
it. Nice. Actually,
it looks kind of cool.
I
like
might.
The trailer has some like hunter guy walking through the woods and just hears someone screaming for help,
and
then he sees he looks through a scope and he's like watching this guy walk away from the camera. Then his like alarm on his watch goes off, and he looks back through the scope and the guy's on all fours running at him. It's like, oh, that's it's kind of spooky. Why aren't you putting bullets into this thing that's running at you?
Yeah, no kidding, right? It kind of reminds me like there was like that one prompt that happened once upon a time that was kind of like draw something, but you basically go on Google and you type out something, and then whatever Google auto finishes for you, that's what you draw. And one of them, and basically the prompt was, I hated how Bigfoot is, and Google just auto finishes like, I hated how Bigfoot is juicy thick, and I was like, oh God. And all of the artwork, man, I was like, oh God. So now that we've scarred our audience, Dare, are you ready to play I Can't Believe It's Not Isekai?
I'm upset that I typed in how I hate it how Bigfoot is, and it's not auto correcting it for me
Ah,
or auto finishing.
well, that sucks. All right, but so the way I have structured this game is you are allowed to ask one question, and you are allowed to ask the audience for their input. So we have, several folks in the audience. We have Gamma, Cat, Rose, and Pimp, all of whom I assume are familiar with anime and the isekai variety. So if they can provide you with some useful hints or tips that could potentially help you out, I'm all for letting them do that. So, with that being said, here's the first one. A guy from a small village finds himself on an island filled with hellish beasts. He must use his unique skills to evade death and find a magical MacGuffin, which is his only chance of returning home. Bonus points if you know which anime it is, by the way.
I don't know what a MacGuffin is.
You know what a MacGuffin is. It's like like the
Sounds like McMuffin, so I'm gonna say it's a McMuffin.
it's a McMuffin. Yes, it's a MacGuffin is like basically like, oh, the Holy Grail, or like, oh, the ancient amulet. It's a magical thing to move the plot forward, basically.
It is a term in fiction, especially in film, to describe an object, device, or event that is necessary to move the plot and the motivation of the characters.
Here's a simple way to know it. If you can put
It's a McMuffin.
if you can put Indiana Jones and the whatever you finish that with is a MacGuffin. Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. Indiana Jones
Crystal
and
McMuffin.
so yeah, like the Maltese Falcon. Yes, exactly. Cat's on top of it. Cat knows what a Maltese Falcon is.
Malted milk balls.
Malted milk balls.
So the guy goes to an island to find a thing, and there's demons on the island,
Mm-hmm.
and he has to find the thing to get home.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this is non-isekai.
You're gonna say it's not?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna say it's Dragon Ball Z.
Well, you're only half right, because this is in fact not an isekai. This is an anime known as Hell's Paradise.
I thought you were gonna say like this is
in fact Dragon Ball, but
Dragon Ball Z universe.
Goku got switched to a different universe. But yeah, no.
See, it wouldn't be Goku though. It'd be like some spinoff where it's Krillin.
Yeah.
No, Yamcha. It's Yamcha.
Oh God.
Yamcha.
Just to put the stakes at the highest possible level, it's Yamcha. But yeah, Hell's Paradise. Like a guy from a ninja clan who is set to be executed is sent with another group of people on death row onto an island to retrieve the elixir of immortality. So it's basically Suicide Squad in feudal Japan.
I like that. I like it better when I thought they were going to get a McMuffin.
Yes, the elixir of immortality is in fact a McMuffin.
This episode is not sponsored by McDonald's, but they do have good McMuffins.
But it could be McDonald's. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Give me free McMuffins.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on.
I don't care about the money. I just want.
You just want the muffins.
The McMuffins are good.
All right, second one. Here we go. A gloomy teenage hero of war is called back to the land where his legend was born as evil begins to rise once more. It has been 5 years since he brought peace to the land, but his skills have not dulled, and he finds the prospect of taking on the adventurer's mantle exciting. But wait! This time, he has some unexpected companions.
Gloomy teenager.
Gloomy teenager.
Called back to the land where his legend was born.
Mm-hmm.
5 years.
Uh-huh.
New people.
New people.
I'm gonna say this one's not an isekai either.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna say this one is Samurai Jack Reloaded.
Well, what's it called? Pimp Demon actually has it right in the chat. This is in fact an isekai, and it's one that is technically double points because it's called Summon to Another World for a Second Time. This guy got isekai'd, finished the quest, went home, and then he got re-isekai'd into the same world 5 years later.
So it is Samurai Jack.
Yes.
Okay, so I got half points there. That's good. That's good.
Imagine Samurai Jack beats Aku, and then he goes home, and then he gets brought back to fight double Aku.
Oh, not double Aku. That guy's like twice as worse.
Okay, so far you have got 1.
1 out of 2. That's not bad.
1 out of 2, not bad. All right, so we're going on to the next one, and the next one says, in an ancient land, a mysterious civilization prospered. They had a historic and strange stone mask. It was a miraculous mask which brings eternal life and power of an authentic ruler. But the mask suddenly disappeared. Centuries later, when the thought and life of people were suddenly changing, a boy makes a friend with a mysterious stranger. They spend time together throughout their boyhood to youth, and the stone mask brings a curious fate to them.
See, the thought process of this is, does the person die?
Mm-hmm.
If yes, then isekai. If no, then not isekai. And you didn't say anything that makes me think the person died.
Okay.
You didn't say anything that makes me think that the person went to a new universe.
Okay.
So I'm going to say this one's not an isekai,
Mm-hmm.
and it's One Piece.
Okay. I see some in the audience already guessed what it is, and you're right. It's not an isekai. It is in fact a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
What?
It is JoJo, yes. The first JoJo series is about a stone mask with I think it's Jonathan Joestar and Dio Brando meeting as kids, and the stone mask brings a curious fate upon them.
Huh.
Yeah, so
Well, that's I've never seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, so that's a thing.
Gamma
I guessed it correctly.
Gamma gets a point, and you also get a point. So far you're 2-0 because you have guessed both of the ones that weren't isekai. So
Yeah.
let's see if you can keep that train going. Next up, here we go. A loved and wealthy socialite becomes aware of her future fate, her murder at the hands of her fiancé. So she hatches a plan to stay alive, one that involves a devilish duke and a phony engagement. Can she rewrite her story?
I'm gonna say this one's not an isekai because from the plot, she's not dying, but she knows the future, so she's just trying to rewrite the future.
Well, you got to remember that I wrote these specifically to be a little misleading, so are you sure about that?
I don't fucking know. I said I completely. I just said animes for the last 3, so I don't even have a clue what this is.
Okay.
I think I know a total of 2, 3 isekai animes.
Okay.
And you've not. It's not been any of the ones that we've went across so far.
If the description at any point included somebody getting hit by a truck, dying, or otherwise ending up in a different world, I rewrote it to omit that fact. So that way you can't be looking for people dying and being reborn.
And then see, I already told you that was what I was looking for.
I know. So
yeah. So you just I'm just 50-50 guessing.
Okay.
I'm seeing that I can't really count on the chat because they're also split.
Well, the thing about the chat is that they've been right, kind of, on a few of them.
I
So
have Gamma saying it's not, and then I have Pimp Demon saying it is. So they're split.
right
I
now they're
can't
split,
like
yes.
rely on that.
And the fun thing about this one is that this is in fact kind of a weird curveball. So
So I'm allowed a question.
you are allowed a question.
Does the main character die and get reincarnated?
You know I can't answer that.
It was worth a shot.
Right.
Is this like a new anime
Yes.
or
Yes.
how new?
Presently airing this season. Yes.
Okay. Um, is this Spy Family?
It is not Spy Family. No.
You're not supposed to answer that. I already asked my one question
Ah, you
because
got me.
yes,
You tricky,
so
tricky.
I get a point just because you broke the rules.
No.
Yeah, I have no clue. I'm gonna say this is not an isekai.
Okay. Let's check in with the chat real quick. So we have let's see. Not an isekai. I want to say isekai. Boo boo admitting that. Uh we're talking about the vending machine. Um Pimp Demon is surprisingly on point, but just a little off on this one. This one is an isekai. It is called Why Raeliana Ended Up at the Duke's Mansion. This is one about a girl who was a college student, and one day she was on top of a building with her friend, and her friend pushed her off of the building to her death. Upon waking up, she realizes that she is in the life of a character in a novel that she loves. However, the character in the novel is just a side character whose death is the trigger for the plot.
So
So,
I was correct in saying that it was an isekai. Wow.
you said it wasn't, though.
No, my mic must have like messed up and glitched or something.
Yeah.
That's three for four.
This actually falls in line with a bunch of like recent isekai that have appeared that revolve around a villainess character, which is why Pimp Demon is like surprisingly on point. I was like, yes, there's been a few of them, such as like My Next Life as a Villainess, and what's the other one? Like I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss, and now upcoming is one that's like I'm in love with the villainess, and this one kind of sort of the same thing, except the main character wasn't a villainess. She just ended up in a book story where she was supposed to die, and she is aware of it, so she works to make sure it doesn't happen.
I keep seeing villainous in chat, and my brain keeps reading vanilla,
Yeah,
and it's like doesn't make any sense to me.
vanilla-ness. All right, next one. A powerful demon lord who was so strong in his home realm that all who knew him came to fear his name. One day, he gets summoned from his realm and meets two girls who both insist that they're the ones who summoned him. They cast a spell used to enslave the summoned beast on him, but that activates his unique ability, Magic Reflect, and the girls end up being the ones put under the spell. And thus begins the crazy adventure of this unlikely trio as they blaze their own trail through overwhelming power.
Yeah, this one's definitely an isekai. It's an isekai called Overlord.
Is an isekai called Overlord?
Yeah, I have no clue. Gamma said isekai like immediately, and that's a dojin.
Okay, so
So
you're gonna go with what Gamma says?
I'm gonna agree with isekai. And
Okay,
if it's wrong, then I'm banning Gamma from life.
it is actually correct. This is how not to summon a demon lord. It is an isekai, and it is precisely what it says. They tried to enslave this guy who was playing an MMO and wakes up as his avatar in an alternate reality, and when they try to enslave him,
The fun. You said he's playing an MMO. The thing is, I immediately was like, "This is Overlord." It sounds like Overlord
uh,
because it's basically the same thing.
this
Lord
is
Ainz is like a demon lord or a lich or something like that.
right, right. This is basically Overlord, except extremely horny. There is like, I mean, like, if this anime was a person, you put them on a watch list. You know what I'm saying? It is like so fucking horny. So yeah, it's an isekai. What more is there to say? There's cat girls. There's busty elves. Life is good. And here we go. It looks like Cat was guessing Overlord. Actually, Cat was wrong for both of his guesses. Pimp Demon says, "Aha!" And he knew the name. He knew. He knew that it was how not to summon a demon lord. So hey, way to go, Pimp Demon. You get a point. And Gamma doesn't get banned because he guessed that it was an isekai.
You lucked out this time, Gamma.
All right, next one. Here we go. This one took some effort rewriting because,
I'm
like,
like 5 for 5.
yeah, I'm sure you are. So here we go. A brilliant scientist awakens to find himself in a strange and savage world. Facing an untamed world and the total collapse of civilization, he makes up his mind to use his knowledge of science to rebuild the world. Along with a super strong childhood friend who awakened alongside him, they will begin to rebuild civilization from nothing.
This is obviously Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds.
It is the exact plot of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, as you well know.
I think I know this one, but I also have no clue what this one is. So we've got a scientist waking up in a strange, savage world, and he's using his friend, his childhood friend, to help rebuild civilization from nothing. It's not Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds.
It's not Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds.
It's not Rick and Morty.
I mean, no.
The fact that you like stuttered on that makes me think that it is Rick and Morty now. Now I'm confused.
You're allowed to ask questions, and you're allowed to use the chat. The chat is here to help you.
Does the main protagonist die in the video and get reincarnated?
That's okay. I'm not gonna answer, but like my answer would be like no question mark.
See, I don't even know what questions to ask.
Okay.
Because I can ask if it's like new or old, but that's not going to help me any.
Is it an isekai? No, Dare, it's not.
Gamma says it's Dr. Stone, and it's not an isekai.
Okay.
I've heard of Dr. Stone.
Do you trust
and
Gamma?
I don't trust anyone. Pimp Demon's also saying Dr. Stone.
Okay. Are
So
they right?
I'm gonna go with those two.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say it's not an isekai, and it's Dr. Stone.
Okay, so you're gonna get 2 points for this one because yes, it is not an isekai and it is Dr. Stone.
I'm like 21 for two or something.
Now that being said, I put question mark next to not on this one because this is actually a subject that we brought up in a previous podcast where I asked, is waking up in the future an isekai? Because that's what this is. But the thing is, you wake up in the future where humans haven't existed for tens of thousands of years, so the world has reverted to a savage land, and so the question is, it's technically a different world, but it's also technically the same world. So it's like, is it an isekai?
We'll see. Okay, I just looked it up. Different isekai is Japanese for different world. It's a subgenre of Japanese fantasy, light novels, manga, anime, and video games revolving around a normal person from Earth being transported to reborn or trapped in a parallel universe.
Right. Okay.
So he's still in the same universe. It's just in the future.
In the future, yeah.
So I would say that that qualifies as not being an isekai because
Okay,
it's not a parallel universe. It's not. He's still in the same universe. It's like Rumpelstiltskin, where he went to
Rumpelstiltskin.
sleep for he went to sleep
Rip
for
Van
7 years.
Winkle.
I don't know. It's someone. You think I know American lore?
Rumpelstiltskin's the guy who steals children. Rip Van Winkle is the guy who fell asleep for generations.
No, I was pretty sure Rumpelstiltskin stole like a child and he ate him or something and then fell asleep.
Oh yes, we all know that food coma after you eat a child.
Is it Rumpelstiltskin? What?
Also, if so, is Futurama an isekai? Futurama is one of the classic isekai. Yes.
I would say no because it's like I said, uh, same universe, just 1,000 years in the future. Oh
Futurama
God,
has
he
had,
did steal kids. Wow, this guy was terrible.
dude.
On the next episode of Nevermind, we're gonna see if Dare knows fucking classical lore.
Yeah, like American folklore. Yes. Does Dare know?
I think this is German. Yeah,
Yeah.
German.
Rip Van Winkle is American, yes, but like I think you're right. Rumpelstiltskin is definitely some kind of like European.
I've been getting these two mixed up for years.
I can tell. Okay, so next one. An eager youth is in love with the idea of adventures, and somehow he finds himself in the middle of one. He's eager to explore and learn new abilities, except he learns that he doesn't have any. But his older sister is along for the trip too, and she ends up having the strongest skill imaginable. Now, he starts his new life with a doting sister who can kill any beast with one hit.
This is an isekai. It is One Punch Man.
All right, chat
I'm
sound.
waiting on the chat to see what they say.
Yeah, I know. Chat sound off. What isekai is this?
No, so it is an isekai.
Maybe.
It's reverse. It's isekai, and it's One Punch Man. Hey, chat, what isekai is this?
Yeah, so
I don't know if Freudian slip or
it was a Freudian slip. So yes,
so point for Dare.
a point for Dare. It is an isekai called My One Hit Kill Sister. It's technically a double isekai because our main character does in fact die, but his sister who is in love with him can't bear to live without him, so she slams her head against the wall until she too dies and ends up being isekai'd with him. Anime is weird.
I'm just hoping that the two that I actually know are on here.
Well, I guess we will see.
We'll find out, and most likely one. I could see one being on here, but I don't think they both will.
Okay, so Sky is here. Hello, Sky. She says, "Bruh." I think she heard the exact like thing that I said, like the blurb explaining the anime, and yeah, no, anime is weird. What can I say? So here we go.
What are you doing, step bro? Don't die, Oni-chan.
Add Stella 122, so like, basically a star date. An era when a multitude of corporations have entered space and built a huge economic system. A lone girl from a remote planet transfers to the Astacasia School of Technology run by the Benerit Group, Jesus, which dominates the giant mech industry. With a scarlet light burning in her pure heart, this girl walks step by step through a new world.
I want to say not an isekai, and it's like Evangelion or something like that. Is it an older anime?
It is not an older anime. It's actually fairly recent.
Oh, is it the Sky Striker lore?
Oh, that'd be so cool. I hope that they do get an anime eventually.
It's technically a manga. You could have used it.
I could have used it, yes.
It could have been. You could have Sky Striker Ace, right?
If they make an anime of that, I'm going to watch it.
Gamma's saying Gundam question mark, but you said it's a newer thing, and Gundam's pretty old.
Ray is Bay.
And this is the last episode of the battle phase. I hope you all enjoy our shows. We are going to be canceled after this because of things that Bard has said on here.
Yes, but Bard put the channel together, and now he's the one taking it apart. Yes, I will get us
Sky
canceled.
says Honkai Impact.
Okay.
So I
So
have Honkai Impact and Gundam.
okay, so like
I'm gonna say the anime is the one that Sky said,
okay.
and I'm gonna say it's not an isekai.
Okay, so you're gonna say not an isekai, and the anime is Honkai Impact.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what we're gonna go with.
so it is. You're right about one thing. It is not the not an isekai, but it is not Honkai Impact. It is Mobile Suit Gundam: The Witch from Mercury.
So it was fucking Gundam.
It was Gundam, yes.
God damn it!
Cat was almost there. He said the witch from Mars. You're a couple of planets off, but you
like,
you got the right idea.
it was like, is it old? And I just figured all anime that was started old would be no.
Yes, so close, close. You know, like the thing.
You can't say boom. Gundam. There's 50 million Gundams.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like, you know, just because Gundam was started in like the '70s doesn't mean that it doesn't have new series all the time.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it
That's
does.
exactly what that means.
No,
It's 100% what that means.
false.
Not false. I would say that's a true statement. That is a fact and not a fiction.
Your Rose Witch Duelist says there is a Yuri in that one. Yeah, kinda. The main character, Suletta Mercury, has like a fiance who is also a girl. But it's kind of like an engagement of convenience. I feel kind of like, you know, the girl's like trying to escape her family, so the engagement is established kind of as a means for her to no longer be bound to her father's way. It's really good. I mean, like,
kind of like a Sky Striker engagement.
yeah, kind of like a Sky Striker engagement. This is stuff. Next one, within the halls of within the halls of an unassuming academy, rumors tell of a girl with cursed eyes and wicked powers known only as the Grim Reaper. All who look upon her shun her until a student suddenly finds himself crossing her path. The once lonely target of everyone's cruelty starts to get out of her shell with the help of her new, cheerful, yet airheaded companion. Together they'll embark on a sweet and touching journey of summer fun and friendship.
This sounds like an isekai, and it sounds like Lord of the Rings: Fellowship of the Ring.
The Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring is correct.
Okay, there we go. We got a point.
Okay, no.
It's actually one of my favorite animes.
Okay.
I like the part with like the mech battle in there, and it's pretty good. Tempting wants to say it's not an isekai. Gamma wants to say it's not isekai. And it's Quiet Glory.
That's not an isekai, and it's quite gory. Okay.
I like Gamma's answer there because he gave both a name and not an isekai. So I'll go with Gamma's answer. Not. I feel like it's kind of cheating. Maybe consult with the chat, but at the same time,
sometimes they're wrong. You know, so like I'm perfectly fine with you consulting with the chat because like sometimes they're not right.
I have two people saying not an isekai, so I'll definitely go with that, and then I'll say Quite Glory is the anime.
Okay.
I don't know isekai.
So you're half right. It is not an isekai, but it's actually not quite gory at all. This is a very, very sweet and wholesome anime called My Clueless First Friend. Like,
okay, from your description, that is not the picture I expected to see.
Right? This anime is a little fucked up because it's basically like kids bullying a girl because her eyes are creepy. And it's not until this kid transfers into the same school and he is completely detached from the culture of the kids who were bullying her So he thinks that the reason they're calling her the Grim Reaper and making all these exaggerations of her powers is because she's just really cool. He's like, obviously somebody with the nickname Grim Reaper has to be awesome. So, whereas everybody's all like, oh, the Grim Reaper's here, she's creepy. He's like, oh my gosh, look at that. They tremble before your might. It's super wholesome. It's kind of dumb. And yeah, it's a really cute one.
The chat's doing better than what I thought they would be doing. I just kind of wish there was like an anime that I knew on here.
Well, you knew Overlord, and I skipped Overlord. Because
you fucking skipped one that I knew.
The reason why is because it basically came to me that like there was some that were gonna be almost impossible to describe without like giving away what they were.
I want you to go to the Overlord one so I can see what you had written for it. Or did you even write anything for it?
I'll pull it up in a second. So like it is on a separate file.
One I would have gotten, you're just like, no.
I would have gotten Overlord, but no.
3 points.
Well, the point of the game is for it to be challenging for you, so yes. Okay, so
I'm not gonna give you ones that you actually know.
Nope.
Not gonna give you Dragon Ball Z Overlord.
Well, obviously not. No. So here comes. Holy crap! Your description matches the one I know, which is not that interesting. What's the one you know? Because I'm curious. So here we go. Next up. A shy dork and her best friend find themselves in a world of sword and sorcery and the adventure of a lifetime. While learning to travail through this strange new world, our heroine, innocently, and quite accidentally, grants herself powers that make her unstoppable. Now, the head of her very own party, she and her besties head out to leave their mark upon the world. Hey, Ghost Girl! What do you...
A shy dork and her best friend find themselves in wars of sorts. I want to say this is Shield Hero.
Do you want to say that this is, what?
This is the one where the shy girl and her friend play a MMO, and she just goes all defense stats and becomes super overpowered because she just goes all defense stats.
Right.
Which I believe that would make it non-isekai.
Let me check with the board here. Okay. You get 2 points for this one because yes, you're 100% right. This is not an isekai. It is coded like an isekai, but it is not one. It is Bofuri. I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense.
I thought this was called Shield Hero.
No, Shield Hero is the other one.
Yeah, from the description, I knew exactly what anime it was because it's like because she's like the shy, nervous one, and her friend's like the popular girl.
Oh,
doesn't play.
Beth is here also. Like, hello, Beth.
Gonna just eat this Hydra and become immune to poison and fire and damage.
So
and
innocently
death.
And quite accidentally. You see, it is wonderful. So yeah, you got this one. So is this one of the two that you knew?
No, this isn't one of the two that I thought was going to be on here.
Okay.
But at the same time, this is how I play every video game, so I love this anime.
Yes, so it just max out your defense.
Fun fact, the first level 99 skill I got on RuneScape was defense.
Right.
So, and at that time, if you had 99 defense, everyone made fun of you and called you a defense noob, and you were bullied.
Hey, if it works, it's not stupid.
They bullied me so hard.
Like, that's the way that I always play games. It's like, hey, if it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid. You know?
Well, why would you want to take damage? Taking damage is bad.
I know, taking damage is dumb. Why would I want to do that?
So with that, I win the game.
No, there's more.
We'll go to the bonus rounds.
Okay, here we go. At the center of a massive forest, lies a nation of monsters led by a legendary creature of incredible power. Neighboring nations, dastardly demons, and greedy opportunists enact nefarious plots and military campaigns to seize the wealth of the monster nation. But the revered leader of the monsters will not allow his subjects to come to harm.
This seems like an isekai where some random normal guy was killed and made into the Monster King, or something along that time.
Uh-huh.
Which Gamma's saying slime isekai.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another one, Pimp Demon saying reincarnated as a slime.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go with isekai.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I'm going to say the time I got reincarnated as slime.
All of you get 2 points then, because it is in fact that time I got reincarnated as a slime, and it is in fact an isekai, yes.
I have seen one episode of this.
You have seen one episode of this?
He ate a dragon, and I was kind of upset about that.
Yeah, Valdora, yeah.
It's like, I get it that slimes are like able to do stuff like that, but at the same time, no. No, bad. Don't do that.
Okay. Maybe you know this next one. I think you might have seen this anime once before. So, here we go. A powerful empire wages a one-sided war against the world, laying waste to their opposition and conquering people wherever they go. And none seem capable of stopping this evil until our protagonist, a reincarnation of a man who died at the hands of his best friend, awakens. Finding that
now it's time for Aang to team up with Katara and Sokka and take on the Fire Nation.
This is in fact, yeah. Avatar: The Last Airbender, yes.
Like it's just like, this is literally just the intro to Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah. So, good on you. You got that one. Like before
this was one of the two that I thought was going to be on the list.
3 points for getting it before I even finished. So there you go. All right, next one. A franchise of epic proportions and one of the first waves of anime to hit stateside during the early anime boom. A tale of friendship between young heroes and their pet monsters as they travel through strange and fantastical locations, battle through tough opponents, and evolve into new and powerful forms in an attempt to defeat their biggest challenge, an elite group of 4 immensely powerful adversaries.
This is legitimately just Pokemon that you're sending me right now.
Is it an isekai or is it not?
It's Pokemon.
Okay, so
it's not an isekai if it's Pokemon. It's either Pokemon or Digimon, and neither of those are isekais.
Is that your final answer?
I'd be pissed off if it's not Pokemon.
Is it your final answer?
It's going to be a war of attrition because I'm not going to say yes. One of us has to fold first.
Okay. What do you say, chat? What is it? Okay, we got a couple of answers in the chat. We have Gamma saying Digimon or Pokemon. Pimp Demon saying Pokemon is not an isekai. Sky says not an isekai. So does Gamma. Cat says it's Monster Rancher.
It's Monster Rancher even an anime?
It is.
Because I don't think I've ever heard of Monster Rancher other than like the video game where you... No, that's Slime Rancher that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Monster Rancher is based off of a video game too, like a PS1 video game, I think. Which was cool because like the Monster Rancher, it was like the little MacGuffins was like, oh, it's like a CD. You put it on it's like a disc, and you put it on top of like this altar, and it spins, and it makes a monster. And the way that the game worked on the PS1, it was one of those where like you would get to a point where you would like, it's like, okay, I'd like to create a monster, and then like the PS1 would be like, okay, pop out the game disc and pop in like
a question, right?
Yes.
Are there pet monsters called pocket monsters?
I I don't know how to answer that without giving it away.
You can answer it yes or no, Bard.
I'm going to. Well,
Are they pocket monsters or are they digital monsters?
damn it. No, they are not called pocket monsters.
Uh, they're not pocket monsters.
But I'd like to let you know that in Pokemon, the anime, nobody ever calls a Pokemon a pocket monster.
Yeah,
So
but their Pokemon is pocket monster.
you
And
asked if they were called pocket monsters, and I was like, it
I'm
never
gonna
in the
say it's
Pokemon.
Pokemon, and it's not it's isekai.
Ah, this is a trick question. It's Digimon, and it is one.
But Digimon's not an isekai.
Yes, it is. The kids. Like, let me quote to you the song "Hey Digimon," which says, "7 young kids go to camp for the summer and wind up living in a digital land. They get transported to the Digimon world, which is a different world. It is an isekai, and yes, all of this makes sense because they do evolve.
The definition of isekai for
The
you.
digital
It is
world
where they
is
are
not the real
trapped.
world.
They are trapped.
They are trapped in the
They
first
aren't,
Digimon.
because they go back to the original world. So
Once the Dark Masters are defeated, the Dark Masters being a group of 4 immensely powerful adversaries, so they can't.
not trapped.
The Digidestined cannot return to their home until all of the Dark Masters are defeated. They are trapped, and
They are transported to Reborn or trapped in a parallel universe. Okay, I guess it doesn't have to be and trapped. It's or trapped.
Right.
You win this one.
Yes.
You win this one.
This one. I was so proud of this one. I was like, I did it. I got him.
You win this one.
I did.
And I win the game still because I'm just great.
No, well, sure, I guess. So here we go. Next one. A simple salaryman learns the joy and expenses of pet ownership when he finds that a proud and hungry canine has decided to be his pet. Our hero then finds new and lucrative jobs where he is able to carve out a comfortable and peaceful life for him and his new pet.
I want to say this is either Full Metal Alchemist, just the episode with the dog,
Why always with the
or
dog?
it's Futurama, just the episode with the dog. Both of them are
Why?
sad. and I
Why
don't
are
know why
episodes
those are
with
the only
dogs
things that
always
come to
sad
mind.
episodes? Like, I've never seen an episode with. There was an episode of Pokemon with a dog, and that one was sad as hell too. I was like, why are you guys like this? I mean, like, what is it about a dog that makes you think, oh yeah, we can break people's hearts with this?
Getting 2 people saying that's an isekai, and it's the chef one that you mentioned.
Okay, is it?
I don't. I'm gonna go with what Gam and Pimp Demon are saying, but it is, and it's the cooking in another world isekai.
Okay, 2 points. Isekai, campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill, yes. Next up is the last one. Are you ready?
So far, it has not been any of the 2 that I actually know,
Oh, Lord.
and I've actually only known one without having to look at the chat.
So here we go. A humble craftsman has never felt special in his life until he finds himself a member of a party of unique and quirky adventurers. Putting his ample knowledge of crafting and repairs to use in fields of battle and life and death situations, our craftsman hero finds his true calling at long last.
See, this one would be the closest one to the thing that I think I know.
Blarkmoo has joined us.
But you said a humble craftsman never felt special in his life, and the one that I'm thinking it is, he was not a craftsman. He was just a nobody, and he went out and bought a video game on the day that it released, and then he thought a woman was going to get hit by a truck.
Oh, you're thinking
So
of
he went and
Konosuba.
Yeah.
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 So that was one of the 2 that you knew and know. I did not include
Yeah.
Konosuba.
Yeah. I thought this was Konosuba.
It is not.
And I was just like, I'm waiting for the one where it's like, and now he's in a party with useless people.
Mm.
I'm gonna say it's an isekai, but I don't know what it is.
Okay,
Uh,
so it is in fact an isekai. It is one called Handyman Saito in Another World, where a guy who his whole thing is he's a repairman, and he
so
gets
it's like it's Konosuba with competent people.
no. Actually, every single person in this anime is insane. So
Oh,
he is
so
by
it's
far
Konosuba.
he is by far the most vanilla human in history, right? He is just a handyman doing his thing, trying to live life, and then he gets teleported to another world with where he joins a party of adventurers, a fairy that is obsessed with money, a knight who is tough as nails on the outside but very shy on the inside, and a wizard with memory issues.
So Konosuba.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. The only difference is that what do you call it? Handyman Saito can Konosuba is weird because it's always humorous. Handyman Saito can go to some really melancholy places just out of the fucking blue. So like I always found what I found hard about this one was that the tone was kind of all over the place, and it was hard to vibe with it because of that. But
See,
that let's roll it back. Let's see. So you got that Hell's Paradise was not an isekai, but you didn't know the name. You missed Summoned to Another World for the second time. You
I said that was Demons or One Piece or something.
right. You I forget. Did you get JoJo?
I got that it was not an
You
isekai.
got so that's two.
I didn't know that it was JoJo's.
You missed Rayliana at the Duke's mansion.
But in like spirit, I got Ray Leonis in the
Right.
Duke's Mansion.
You got How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. So
Yeah,
so far, one, two, three. You got Doctor Stone. This was a 2 points, so five.
yeah. There's 5.
You got Isekai on My One Hit Kill Sister, so that's six.
I think I got both of those, didn't I? Because I went with the chat and pimped them. So,
You
I don't know.
went,
We'll say I got one. We'll
yeah,
say I got one.
because you didn't get the title.
I said One Punch Man, which is kind of.
You got that Witch from Mercury was not an isekai, so that's seven. But you didn't
Seven.
you didn't get that it was what do you call it? Gundam,
Gundam.
right?
You asked if it was old, and you were like, "No, it's new. It's never been before seen."
My clueless first friend threw everyone for a fucking loop, which was hilarious to me
I
because everyone
got
was
that it was not an isekai. I think.
right, but
Yeah.
like he was like, oh my gosh, from what you described and what this picture is, I just
I'm
so
thinking
so this one's eight,
not little kids with like a goth girl.
right? So this one was eight. You got 10 with Bofuri because you got that it wasn't an isekai and you even guessed the anime.
Yeah, it's a good anime.
Yeah. So you got a 12 with Slime because you went with the chat and the chat knew what you were talking about.
Yeah.
So I gave you 3 points. So this is 15 for Avatar: The Last Airbender because you knew what it was. You knew it wasn't an isekai and you got the answer before I even finished reading it.
Because I feel like you just copy pasted the like intro.
all
to
of the
that and
all
then
of these were
changed
copy
words.
pasted and I just changed the words. Literally all of them. I just used the description on Crunchyroll.
I
So
still don't agree with Digimon. But
15,
you made the game, so you get to choose.
17 on Campfire Cooking, and 18 with Handyman Saito. So you got 18 points. Which Pimp Demon says that he only got 17 points. Avatar was probably what threw you off because
18 out of 20.
yeah,
It's pretty good.
it's not out of 20, not even close.
It's out of 20.
It's 18 out of 30 because there was 15 titles.
It was out of 20.
So
18 out of 20.
18 points, and with that, I guess I'm going to extend.
I would have had 20 if you did Overlord. But you didn't do Overlord.
No, I didn't do the ones that you knew. Like, what was the point of doing that? But like, so
Give me like a free point.
no. Why would I do that?
I want to see what you had written for Overlord.
All right, so hold on, let me pull it up here. Just a sec. I gotta pull up what I had for Overlord. Let me see. I gotta.
And did you have any others?
No, I didn't have
Because
any
the
others.
two that the two
I
that I
cut.
actually knew were
Hmm.
Konosuba, and then so what I'm a spider, or I was turned into a spider.
Ah.
So what?
So those are the
And I actually
two.
enjoyed that.
Those are the
It
two
was
that
like a RPG one too.
I cut out Overlord and I cut out Konosuba because I knew those were the ones that you would know. I'm like, because Overlord is impossible to not know. So let's see. Here's what I had for Overlord. I had, uh, let's see, when the when a parallel dimension is due to fall apart, a veteran demon lord refuses to leave his plane of existence. Let's see. But suddenly, as his thralls begin to develop their own personalities and minds, he decides to put his skills to use as the world's new ruler. I had to change Overlord because that's literally how it ends. It's like as the game's new Overlord. I was like, I gotta change that because. But yeah, basically, I tried to like frame it as a plane of existence, the game Yggdrasil into an actual different world. So I was like, okay, so yeah, that's basically how I have to roll with it. Otherwise, it's gonna give it away. And that one was difficult to rewrite because it's like, how do you even, how do you
I
even,
like
you know?
I liked when he fought the one night dude, and the one night dude he was just like, his health keeps decreasing rapidly, and then he's just like, I got 13 swords flying around me. Take this, bitch.
So with all of this said, Dare has 18 points on the first ever Is It Isekai challenge, and I challenge anyone in the chat to try and beat Dare's score. If you feel like you would like to take this challenge next time, feel free to hit up the Bard on the Discord server, and Bard will be happy to come up with new and interesting descriptions for anime. Interesting, also pronounced misleading.
Yeah, super misleading because it should have been Pokemon on that one question, but it
It,
wasn't.
it was literally written to sound like Pokemon so that it would trick you. So I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
and my question was, is it Pokemon or is it Digimon?
your
And you're
question
like,
was, do they call them
no.
pocket monsters? And I said, no, they don't.
Uh, well, you didn't say no, they don't. You said, well, I'm Bard, and I
Mhm.
said, well, is it Digimon or Pokemon Bard? And you're like, they don't call them Digimon for
Would
nothing.
Gamma asks, would I include manga next time? Yeah, I could include manga next time. Sure. Yeah,
We
that.
can also include mangoes
Yes.
and
Uh,
video games.
we could include video games too. Yes, yes, yes. So like we could include a whole bevy of things just to make what's it called, the new Is It Isekai challenge. Pimp Demon has already said that he wants to take the Isekai challenge. So yeah, Pimp Demon, next time we will do this with you. You will be the next challenger on Is It Isekai. And as for today, how do you feel, Dare? How was that?
I won.
I'm sure you did.
I am the winner, and as the winner, I will give you my address, Bard, and I expect you to be sending me pizzas in the mail.
Sure, I will send you pizzas in the mail. I will go out and buy some frozen pizzas, and I will put them in a box, and I will mail them to you.
Remember, tune in next week for Is It Butter? And
The week
we'll,
after
we'll,
that, for is that
we'll
is that a scorpion in that box? Gamma
could you
says,
imagine just a episode where I just have you eat so much butter,
"Oh gosh, I don't think my heart could take it."
just
Uh,
all the butter?
Now, here's something that might be interesting to do. Gamma just gave me an idea because he says Dare would have been having a slam dunk if it was Hololive related.
Dude,
Uh,
you would fucking have to. I would have every question
Now, here's the
if it
thing.
was like Hollow.
Here's the thing. Like, and this is something that we might be able to do, but like a Hololive trivia thing, where I would throw out trivia at you, and you would have to guess which Hololive VTuber it is. Like, like I don't know. Like this person once said and just like give you a quote, like not even a sound clip, but just like a quote.
Just, I'm die. Thank you forever.
I'm die. Thank you
Yeah,
forever. Yes.
that's Corona. It's easy.
Yeah.
20 out of 20. I'm gonna stop before I put my foot in my mouth, because I was like, yeah, I can do RuneScape, and then you like asked questions that I was like, don't know.
Yes. So I honestly do feel like, we that's one that we could do next time too. So with that being said, we have come to the end of today's stream. Thank you guys for joining us. I hope you had fun, and I hope that Dare's antics and guesses kept you entertained. So until next time, I have been the Midnight Bard. This has been Ham Fun and Borganon Dareinger.
It's the butter.
It's the butter. And remember to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Adios.
Bye.